Pastor Julius Jackson, I call him Pastor JJ, from Lebanon Ministry, that's going to come and bring our word. So if everybody can stand to their feet and receive him with a hand clap of praise. Amen. Honoring Lady Norrell today, Apostle Jackson. Amen.
For your goodness and your mercy toward us. When I think about his goodness, and all he's done for me, my soul, my soul cries out. Maybe you weren't as dirty as I was. Maybe you weren't far gone as I was. But when I think about his goodness, I'm glad it wasn't up to you. Stop, please. Don't. Please put the saxophone down. Get off the organ. I could just hear David saying, so why art thou disquieted in me? In other words, what's wrong with me when I hear about his goodness and his mercy and it don't make me jump? What have I forgot about? What have eluded my memory? What am I skipping over? The fact that I was sinking deep in sin, far from a peaceful shore. Very deeply I was me. My mind was stained within, seeking to rise no more. But the master of the sea, he heard my despairing cry. And from my own dirty, filthy waters, he lifted me. Now saved. I ask you to stop. 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 I have a job to do. I ask you to stop. It ain't about me. I ask you to stop. Giving honor to God, who's the head of my life.
Yeah, Lord.
Giving honor to the angel of this house, Pastor Dashon Kee, his lovely wife Frenchie, and the assistant pastor, Pastor Reed, and all those who are in position here, Mother Key, and all the rest of you guys. Giving honor to my lovely and beautiful queen, my wife, First Lady, to my apostle, all my ministers, deacons, and members that are here. I'm going to get right to it. I want to get right to it because I have a message for you. I'm going to get right to it. I have a message for you, but as the message is for him, it's for you. Because anything God says to your leader, God is saying to you. Anything God says to the church, God is saying in its totality, even though he's speaking it to the man of God. This is what he gave to me, and it's so crazy. Listen to me. I did not go to seminary school. I did not. But I was taught by a man that had a doctorate degree. And I believe if I went to seminary school, I would have graduated a lot sooner than he graduated me. I believe if I went to seminary school, I would have got a better grade from the school than I did by the one that taught me. And he told me, and he showed me, and he told me, and I do understand and realize that in theology, one thing that you don't do is read from two different scriptures unless they bring and connect to the same thing. But God gave me two different scriptures for you, and I said, God, now I don't want to get up here and act like I don't know I'm not well versed in the knowledge of your word. And God said, do what I said and read the scriptures. So I'm sure they'll put it up there. I have two scriptures. The first one is Isaiah, the 48th chapter. The 48th chapter and the 10th verse. I'll be coming from the King James Version. Once again, that's Isaiah, the 48th chapter. The 10th verse, you'll find these words. Behold, I have refined thee, but not with silver. I have chosen thee in the furnace of affliction. I'm going to read that one more time. Behold, I have refined thee, but not with silver. I have chosen thee in the furnace of affliction. Remember that. Remember that. Now I'm going to go to Luke. Remember that. I have chosen thee in the furnace of affliction. Luke. They'll put it up there now. I'm in Luke, the 22nd chapter, if you would. The 22nd chapter of Luke. And I'll commence reading here at the 54th verse. Once again, this is the King James Version. Luke, the 22nd chapter. And I'll commence right here at this 54th verse to the 62nd verse. And it says this. Then took they him and led him and brought him into the high priest's house. And Peter followed afar off. And when they had kindled a fire in the midst of the hall and were set down together, Peter sat down among them. But a certain maid beheld him as he sat by the fire and earnestly looked upon him and said, this man was also with him. And he denied him, saying, woman, I know him not. And after a little while, another saw him and said, thou art also of them. And Peter said, man, I am not. And about the space of 1 hour after another, confidently affirmed, saying, of a truth, this fellow also was with him, for he is a Galilean. And Peter said, man, I know not what you talking about. And immediately while he spake, the cock crew. And the Lord turned and looked upon Peter. And Peter remembered the word of the Lord, how he had said unto him, before the cock crow, you shall deny me thrice. And Peter went out and wept bitterly. May the Lord add a blessing to the reading, the keeping, the living and doing of this, his holy word. I will refine thee, is what Isaiah said, what God said. I've chosen thee. I will refine thee, but not with silver. In the furnace of affliction. A lot of us don't want to deal with circumstances and problems and afflictions and heartaches and hardships. We don't want to deal with those type of situations, but God said to his man, God said to his person, God said to his man, listen, I chose you to build you, strengthen you, make you shine, not with silver, but the furnace of affliction. Let me help somebody else. Let me help somebody out about the furnace of affliction, Pastor. I'm talking to you, but can I talk to them as well? With the furnace of affliction. Let me tell you this. You know, we all love to talk about Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. They was thrown in that furnace. They was thrown in that furnace. They turned up the heat 7 times worse than it was. But here's a nugget. Somebody catch this. Jesus didn't go into the furnace with them. Let me talk to the... Jesus didn't go into the furnace with them. But he met them there.
Yes.
I'm going to help you because see, sometimes the furnace of affliction, sometimes when it get hot, sometimes it's hot, we wonder why Jesus didn't follow me in there. I wonder why Jesus don't have my back. I wonder why Jesus ain't stopping me. But the truth of the matter is, Jesus is in the furnace waiting for you. But will you allow the trouble to put you in the furnace? Or will we run from the trouble? Jesus didn't go in there with them. But they said when they looked in there, they said, we know we put 3 in there. But it's a 4th one in there. And he looked like the Son of Man. Now, we don't know where he came from. We don't know how he got in there. But he's in there in the fire. Watch this. This for you. We put them in. Now let's get to Luke. I want to talk to the pastor. This is what God gave you because it blessed my soul. I want to talk to you about the price of the weight of Peter's tears. I want to talk about the price of the weight of Peter's tears. The Bible said that Peter wept bitterly. You know, that's that cry where snot come out your nose. That's that cry where you can't open your eyes. You can keep wiping your tears, but they keep coming out. That's that cry, you know, where your lips start closing up and you can't seem to stop it. He said, and Peter wept bitterly. What was the price of Peter's tears? It wasn't that Peter was a coward. Because we know that the Bible said that when they came to get Jesus from the garden, You know, when they came to get Jesus, you know, Peter stayed strapped. He didn't, I don't know if y'all knew that or not about Peter, but Peter stayed strapped. Peter kept that knife on. He kept a sword. He walked with Jesus and made sure that his sword walked with him. He kept it on him. So it wasn't that he was afraid that caused Peter to cry. The Bible said that when they came to get Jesus, everybody else fled. Peter took out his sword, cut the man's ear off. What do you think you're doing? What do you think you're doing? Jesus had to heal the man's ear back. And the Bible said, and they took Jesus. And this proves that it wasn't that Peter was afraid that he cried so much, because the Bible said, and from afar off, Peter followed. From afar off, Peter still followed. So what is it that causes Peter to whip so bitterly? Was it because Jesus told him he was going to deny him and it happened? It couldn't have been that, because Peter spent 3.5 years with Jesus. And he's seen things that Jesus said come to pass. Remember, they was walking and Jesus looked at this fig tree and said, it ain't nothing on here to eat. You will never have nothing else. And they walked past and Peter said, hey, Jesus, look. That tree you talked to is dead. So it couldn't have been that Peter wept because he just seen what Jesus said come to pass. He's seen that before. He's seen Jesus say, Lazarus come forth, and Lazarus get up. So it couldn't have been that he just saw what Jesus said come to him and that made him wept bitterly. What made Peter cry? What weight was on Peter that at the time that Jesus looked at him, he wept bitterly? And I know a lot of times as pastors, people don't understand what we deal with. See, they forget that we got to keep their secrets and still love them anyway. They forget that we still got to say, I love you when I know you talking about me. You see, they forget all about things that can cause a person to weep bitterly. They keep forgetting that we human. For some strange odd reason, I guess they think when God called you, he give you superpowers. What is it that caused Peter to weep so bitterly? The Bible said Peter followed afar off. So that let me know he wasn't no punk. He was still following them. And then when they got to the place which was the priest's house, where they took him, he go and the Bible say they took Jesus in, and Peter crept on in real quick because he didn't want to be seen. And when they took Jesus in, he said, he in there and he mingled on in with everybody else that was out there. And the Bible said that a maidservant of the priest, you know, somebody who clean up, came and saw Peter and said, hey, you was with him. Peter said, I don't know what you're talking about. I wasn't with him. Then the Bible says he went and left and got around a fire because some people was heating and warming themselves, and Peter sat there. And somebody looked at him. The Bible said that they looked at him real good intently, like they noticed and recognized him. Hey, you used to walk with him. Peter said, no, that ain't me. You don't know him, man. Go on. And then an hour went past. Now, I want you to take all this in mind and take in this account, because I'm going to show you why he wept bitterly. An hour went past. And somebody else said, hey, you from Inglewood. I can tell how you talk. To come out the Bible and bring it to our terms. If you from the south side and you meet somebody on the west side, you know they not from the south side by either the way they talk, the way they act, the way they dress, the way they look. You can tell who from where you from. He said, hey, They're one of them Galileans. And Peter said, man, look, in John's version, it says Peter actually cursed. Look, Nick, I told y'all that. That's what John said. The Bible says that. It said, John said he cursed. He got tired and upset. What could have happened that caused Peter, even though he in the midst of trouble, even though he in a place where nobody else dared to go, even though he in a place where the others wouldn't follow, even though he's in a place where he's supposed to be around people like him, because they were in the priest court. Okay, they was in and around church folk. And the Bible said an hour later he was there, and I asked God, what is it? It was so crazy. I'm like, what is going on with Peter? And we have to remember this. We have to remember this. You have to remember this, Pastor. Don't ever forget this. I don't care. As looking at Peter, even though he followed an arrest in, even though Peter was an outspoken person. Remember how Peter jumped out there. God, if it's you, tell me to come, and I'm coming. Even though Peter was the one that was with Jesus when Jesus had a transfiguration, and he was up there with him. Lord, do I need to make some tents? Do they gonna stay? Even though all these things took place with Peter, it was Peter that knew all these things, that these things took place. Even though Peter was the one that God said, my Father revealed that from you, and upon this rock I will build my church, and the gates of hell. It was Peter. That was Peter. Even though all those things and those strong attributes that Peter, the welled inside of Peter, it was something in Peter. It was something in Peter that caused Peter to weep bitterly. No matter how we appear to walk closely with Jesus, we always have to remember there's always the potential to fall. I don't care how tight you is with him. I don't care how much you pray, how much you fast. You have to remember and always know that there's always the potential to fall. At any moment, not that you will, not that you're expecting to, but there's always the potential that you can. That's why we can't say what I'll never do. That's why you can't say where I'll never go. That's why you can't say what I won't never happen to me. Because unless you are in that situation, that circumstance, you don't know what you would do if it came down to it. He said, at the moment, the Bible said, Paul said it this way, none of us should think more highly of ourselves than we think we ought to. See, Peter was like me. Peter was like me. Oh, foolish me. I don't think I'm arrogant. I got self-confidence. But the problem with self-confidence makes me think I can do it myself. And that's what makes you a fool, when you think self-confidence is going to get you out of something. You can't get out of this yourself. I found out there's some things in life you can't get out yourself. As much as you want to do it, as much as you try to do it, you can't do it by yourself. Now I got God confidence, Jesus confidence, that if Jesus be for me, then he's more than the world against me. That if Jesus be for me, who can be against me? He said, the Bible said that he was there for 3 times. They kept asking him, and he kept saying, no. Because none of us knows what will really make you crumble under pressure. Unless you get under the pressure, I said, unless you get under the pressure, you will never know what to make you crumble. He said, I don't know him. I don't know him. I don't know him. I don't know him. And it wasn't. I asked God, I said, well, what was wrong with Peter? And he explained it to me and told me to give it to you, Pastor. He said, let him know this. Let him know the weight. What was the weight of Peter's tears that caused Peter to weep bitterly? It's one thing to weep, but it's another thing to weep bitterly.
Yeah.
See, bitterly weeping mean I'm scorned. Bitterly weeping means something done scarred me. Bitterly weeping means something hurt me to my core. Bitterly weeping. I said, well, God, what do you want me to tell Pastor Kee? He said, tell Pastor Kee. Every tear that he cried, I was using to refine him. Every tear that dropped from your eyes. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. I had to ask God, what was the situation with Peter? Why would Peter? Because I know Peter didn't want to deny God. He didn't want to deny Jesus. Peter made his bid. He said, I'm not going to deny you. I will go with you to the end and even to death. So I know that was on Peter's mind. I can't deny him because I told him I wouldn't. But what happened? What happened that made Peter's mind change? And I asked God, I said, well, what happened? Since you want me to tell him about the price of the weight of his tears, what happened? Yeah. He said, you know what happened? He said, Peter got involved. Watch this. Watch this. With the fear, watch this, of what others would think of him. Let me break it down. What will cause you to deny God to somebody? I can tell you what you think they'll think about it. What you think they'll think about you. Think about it. Look at the people that's talking to Peter. We don't dig this deep. One is a maid. What can she do to Peter? How can she hurt Peter? She can't. But Peter thinking about what she could do could hurt Peter. What if she run in there and tell him I'm with Jesus too? What if she want to do this and what if she want to do that? Hold on. No, I don't know him. Only because of we all of us in here, you can lie to yourself if you want to. All of us fear shame. All of us fear shame. We don't want to be shamed. We don't want to be made ashamed of. All of us fear that. And Peter sitting in the fire, the fear of being ridiculed, the fear of being mocked, the fear of being laughed at. He followed him 3.5 years. Now look at him. You said God was going to do this and God was going to do that. Now look at you. You said God was going to do this. God was going to do this with the ministry. But look at you. And Peter said, no, I don't know him. I don't know him because I can't deal with this kind of pressure right now. I don't know him. No, I don't know him. I don't know him. I don't know him. I don't know him. The Bible said that somebody else came and Peter said, I don't know him. And Peter waited. Peter stayed there an hour. Do you know how tiring it have to be to your mind to stay an hour with people you don't trust? Now I'm talking to the pastor. Look, I know you know how it feels, don't you? And you have to stay there in their midst. I got to sit here and keep listening to you, and I know you lying to me. But I have to stay here in your presence, and I have to say to you, God bless you. Peter had to wait an hour. And the Bible said, see, here's the problem, Pastor, with us in here. Like Peter. I'm just bringing it together like Peter. See, I don't need to know that you know him in here. Are you saying you knowing him out there? Because see, in here we all know him. Well, in here I hope we all know him. In here we're all supposed to know him. But what about out there? Do they know that you know him? Or are we carrying the weight of Peter's tears and we saying, no, I really don't pray that much. No, I really don't believe in reaping and sowing. I mean, a little bit, I believe in karma. What you do, gonna come back. You don't, it won't. But are we saying we know him out there? And Peter, the Bible said that he went three times. And look at this. And the Bible said that, and after the third time, that he said, I don't know him, Jesus looked at him. Wow. Can you imagine the shame that hit Peter when he had to finally get done from telling everybody what he don't do, for trying to, you know how we do it today, trying to be cool, trying to fit in with the world. I can watch service on Facebook. And you can watch service on Facebook. But while you're watching it on Facebook, are you making sure that you're watching him on Facebook? Or are you watching Facebook? So you can say you don't watch it on Facebook. I have no problem with Facebook ministries. My brother have a Facebook ministry. Beautiful ministry. I love it. But I'm not going to his Facebook page to see David. I'm going to see God. I'm going to see what Jesus said. I'm going to see what Jesus done told the pastor so the pastor can help my life. He said, can you see? The Bible said, and then Jesus walked past. After the third time of Peter saying, I don't know him. And then Jesus looked at him. And when he looked at him, the Bible said, and when he looked at him, Peter remembered what Jesus said to him. And I had to ask myself, is that why he wept? Because he remembered what Jesus said? God said to me, no. He wept because he had to remember what he said. And I come to tell you this, that when the weight of your tears start getting heavy and you got to hold them up, just don't ever forget what you said. Don't ever forget that you told them, for you I live and for you I die. I don't care who stay. I don't care who go. I don't care who rock with me. I don't care who won't. Lord, I'm here for you and for you only. So that the weight of the tears won't destroy you. And I know you've been crying some tears because God told me to tell you this. The good thing about that he refined you in the furnace. And see, that's not where he left Peter. Even though Peter wept bitterly, the Bible said that when Jesus came back, he told the disciples, go find me Peter. I need to go restore something that he allowed people to make him lose, something he allowed people to make him give up, something he allowed people to make him forget. Go get Peter. And the Bible said that when Jesus got back with Peter, he asked Peter, Peter, do you love me? More than these. Peter, do you love me? More than these. More than her that hurt you. More than him that tried to talk about you. More than them that went in your corner. Do you love me more than these? And Peter said, you know I do. He said, feed my sheep. In other words, get back to it. In other words, don't let that stop you. In other words, it can't hold you back. In other words, I'll wipe your tears. I'll restore you back. Just show me that you love me more than these. I ask God, I promise I'm done. Watch this. I promise I'm done. Watch this. I promise. I promise I'm done. Let me tell you the weight of tears. Listen, David said this. King David. He was going to the temple one day, and he had people behind him. David, he loved David. And what they didn't know was that David could hear what they was really saying in the back. You'll find this in Psalms 55. And David echoed these words. He said, I am terrified, and the terrors of death crush me. I am gripped by fear. I am gripped by fear and trembling. I am overcome with horror. Listen, this is David talking. Watch this. With horror. He said, if it was my enemy that mocked me, I could endure it. If it was an opponent boasting over me, I could hide myself from it. But it is you, my friend, my companion, my colleague, the one who I've had intimate talks with, the one who I've told my secrets to. And we have worshiped in the same house together, in the same temple. And you, David said, I could have dealt with it if it was my enemy. It just hurts so much more When it's somebody I expected to be on my team. When there's someone I expected to be by my side. When it's somebody that I expected to walk with me. Even when I'm falling, to hold me up. It just hurt for the worst. Said, and Jesus looked at him. Jesus looked at him. And Peter wept bitterly. And Peter wept bitterly. I want you to understand this. Jesus is a restoration God. He's a restoring God. I love him for that. And I want to let you know something. So glad you're in year 11. Because now you ain't got to be in the furnace no more. In year 11, you come out the furnace. But let me tell you this. Let me tell you this. Do you know the weight from Peter's tears, the scars that they left with Peter? Let me tell you this. God specializes in scars. God idea from the beginning was scars. Now I can see somebody saying, no, it wasn't God, that was not God's beginning for no scars. Two things, and I'm done. One, Jesus came here, died. He had to deal with everything you and I have to deal with. They nailed him to a cross. And then he died, and on the third day, the Bible says that he rose. He was resurrected. God resurrected him. God restored him. And the Bible said that he had a glorified body. He just walk in and walk out. And I know some of us could be like, well, that's just a holy body. That's like a body of angels. But it wasn't like that because the disciples thought the same thing. And Jesus said these words to him. Do a spirit have flesh and blood and bones like I have? Give me that fish. Let me eat it for you. So you can see that this is my body. And the Bible said that he just walked in and out of walls and just appeared. Glorious body. New body. Illuminated body. But the one thing didn't leave was them scars. Touch my hands and see. Feel my scars and know that God can restore you. Put your hand in my side, Thomas, and know that God can change anything. Yes, it's me. God specializes in scars because scars take you. Scars will take you from your misery to glory. So don't worry about the tears. God refines you in the tears. Out of everything, they changed on Jesus. Them scars never left. God had a plan for scars from the beginning. His idea, watch this, was to use scars to help us, to build us. It takes scars to even heal us. I'm done. I'm talking to the saxophonist and the organ player. I'm done. Listen, we all, let me prove my point. Here, son, because I say I'm done twice. They think I'm going to keep going. Yeah. Let me make my point. How God's scars was his plan from the beginning. Everybody, you ask anyone, you ask anybody, and everybody say the same thing. When was the first murder or when did the first death happen in the Bible? Everybody gonna say what? Cain and Abel. No. That was not the first death in the Bible. Watch this. The first death, and I'm not even talking about Adam and Eve when they sinned, but the first death in the Bible, watch this, was God had to kill an animal to cover up Adam and Eve's nakedness. And from that day, God knew he would use scars. He had to kill an animal. Remember Adam and Eve, they found out they was naked. Oh my God. And they went and hid themselves. And God came walking through that. Hey. Hey, what? Hey, where y'all at? I'm sorry, we went and hid ourselves. Why? Because we was naked. Who told you was naked? We messed around and let somebody else change our mind. And we listened to what they said instead of remembering what you said. The Bible said that God covered them with animal skin. Where do you think he got the animal skin from? He had to kill an animal. And from then, God knew that it would take scars to cover us. Stop hiding your scars. Let God heal your scars so they can become God's trophies. Pastor, the weight of Peter's tears was only so heavy because Peter had to deal with the fact he let somebody else change his mind.
Yeah.
It makes no difference what happens. Remember what you told God and let God bring it back to your remembrance. Stand strong if you gotta cry. Cry and stand strong. Stand strong if you gotta sit there and be bewildered by how people leave, how people don't want to do what you ask them to do. Just stand there and God will refine you and you will find yourself restored by the furnace of the price of the tears that you shed. God bless you. I love you. I want you to know that we are always here for you, that God is great. No matter what happens, no matter how it looks, God will never leave you nor forsake you. Stay strong and keep your hand in his hands. There was a song my cousin used to, when this song came out, he used to love it. It was in the early 2000s, late 90s. I don't even know if he even still listens to this song because, you know, it ain't spiritual now. So this before he became spiritual. Do you remember? I was thinking about you the other day. And I was sitting there, and while I was sitting there thinking about my message and going over to my mind,